All right, man. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all infinite honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakwak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And to the other Akim out here pushing this truth into the four winds. Keep pushing, Akim. All right. So, I'm going to entitle this lesson, is the kingdom of heaven going to have a ghetto? Is the kingdom of heaven going to have a ghetto? Is it going to be structured similarly in a similar fashion as the way that Esau has his society structured? Well, I could easily answer that. I could. But we're going to go through a lesson and we're going to bring it out through the scriptures, because let's be honest, we're here to edify, we're here to shed light on darkness. The Christian church and the world teaches that everybody is going to be in heaven. And they're right. They're right. Everybody is going to be in heaven. But is everybody going to have an equal position in heaven as far as the nations are concerned? All right. Without further ado, let's go into the holy, blessed texts, scriptures. Ooh, where do I even want to start? All right, let's start in heaven, baby. Let's go to Revelation 21. Revelation 21 and 12. Don't do that. Oh, the fucking devil, bro. See, what the devil don't realize is when he does stuff like this to our machines and stuff that's out of our hands, it doesn't make us want to stop the lesson. It makes us want to do it even more, because we know that the prince of the air is trying to stop it. Not happening. You're gonna make me do another video. I only planned on doing one. You're gonna make me do another one. All right. Revelation 21 and 12. Should I go with let's start at 10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from Yahweh. Right? It's talking about the kingdom of heaven. Okay. He's seeing it in a vision. All right. Having the glory of Yahweh, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. Verse 12. It's talking about the kingdom. Okay. And the gates, let me just bring it up. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. So this is who the kingdom of heaven is made for. It's made for the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. So these are the first class citizens of the Bible. It clearly tells you these are a gate. Let me just break this down. A gate is an entryway. All right. That's the entryway. So that's the way you get in, the right way. You have to be an Israelite. All right. So let's establish something. You can't be a first class citizen in the kingdom of heaven unless you're an Israelite. All right. So that first class citizen, let's deal with Matthew the 11th. Just for them to be in heaven means that they received something from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. What did they receive from him? Matthew 11 and 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. What is rest? Rest is what Adam had for 1,000 years. He didn't have to labor. Don't you remember at the end of the 1,000 years when he fell? That's when he had to start working and tilling the ground. Okay. In the kingdom of heaven, the Israelites are not going to have to work. And there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done. Okay. A lot of work that needs to be done. But who's going to do it? If the Israelites not going to do it, who's going to do it? In the kingdom of heaven. Let's get some more scriptures. Ooh, let me see which one. Let's bring out Joel. We're going to go to Joel, the 3rd chapter. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay. And that's what the world calls Armageddon, the last battle, okay? Where the Lord comes back and destroys all of his enemies and sets everything right, and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. And Joel, the 3rd chapter, the 2nd verse, should let you know that this is talking about the ushering in of the kingdom, because that's talking about Armageddon. All right. Verse 4. Yeah. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Yeah, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, the Greeks, that you might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and return your recompense on your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. So the Grecians, who are the Grecians? The so-called white man. Okay? You're going to be sold into captivity. You're going to be sold into captivity, and the Bible gave you a time frame that lets you know that you're going to be slaves in the kingdom of heaven, in the kingdom to come, man. Matter of fact, Joel, the 3rd chapter. What did Joel, the 3rd chapter just say? It says that it started at Armageddon. So let's go. Let's go to Armageddon in another book. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 13. Okay. Now, this is the same situation that Joel was talking about. This is going to back it up. All right. Let me see where I'm going to start at. I'm going to get to the... Okay, so 2nd Ezra 13, this is where the nations are gathering to fight one another, and then the Lord pops up, and then they're going to fight him. Okay. I'm going to start at verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Talking about Yahweh Shai. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. The UFOs, the chariots of Yasharallah. But I would have seen the regional place whereout the hill was graven. I could not. The ship was too big. And after this I beheld, and lo, all them which were gathered to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So when they saw the Lord come out of heaven, they was afraid, and they was terrified. And the Lord put the spirit on them to make him fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. All right. Now, if you go back to that movie Independence Day, and you look at the ship when it opens up, that main weapon, and it spits that concentrated energy out, that's what's going to happen at over there in Jehoshaphat, man, in the Valley of Decision. Okay. Verse 11. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and a smell of smoke. So he had his own version of nuking their ass. He nuked them. And that was the fight. All right. Watch this. After saw I the same man come down from the mountain, Yahweh Shah, and called unto him another peaceable multitude, the men of the Lord that made it. Okay. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, the men of the Lord, some were sorry, 2/3. Some of them were bound, The other nations. Okay? The other nations, man. You know what bound means? They was in chains and feathers. And why are they bound? Joel, the third chapter, told you why. They're going to go into captivity. Now let's bring out Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Who brought us into captivity over here? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Who else will be in the captivity under throughout the ages? Everybody had a piece of us. So now we're about to have y'all forever. Esau, we got you for 1,000 years. You're gonna build it up. You got to build this place back up. All right. As a matter of fact, let me get that. Amos 1 and 7. Now watch this. But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof. So Israel is going to be nuked, man. And that surrounding area is going to be nuked, right? And we know that Israel is going to be, it's still going to be our home, okay? The center of the world, all right? So if it's nuked and it's still going to be our home, it has to be what? Rebuilt. Let's go to Ezekiel 36 and 33. Thus saith the Lord power, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the wastes shall be builded, and the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. And they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste and desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited. How does a city become fenced? It has to be built. How does it go from desolate and destroyed and waste to being nice? It has to be built. Even over there, to places like the desert, they're gonna naturally come back into their fruitful state. But those places are also gonna be built up. Who's going to do the tilling? Go back to Genesis. Prior to the fall, Matthew did not have to till the land. You heathens are going to till the land. Yes, there is a motherfucking ghetto in heaven, man. And you heathens are going to be our workers. After that 1,000 years, Esau is going to be put down. You heathens are going to be able to go back to your own lands. But y'all are going to pay tribute to us. And when we come to y'all lands to vacation with our children and all that, y'all are going to open up the doors and y'all going to treat us way better than y'all treat the white man when he come over there to vacation. The white man could go anywhere in the world, man. All them goddamn countries welcome him with open arms. All the women be there wanting to be with that white man. When we come through there, y'all are going to worship us like gods. The world was made for our sakes. You understand? So yes, there will be a ghetto in heaven. And when I say a ghetto in heaven, we're talking about class levels. Yes, even among Yasharala. And that's another video for another day. It's not going to be a ghetto, but it's definitely going to be a class system, okay? With that, I want to give all infinite honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harequakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who rule and teach well, and to the other Akim out there pushing his truth into the four winds. Keep pushing, Akim, Kwam, Yasharala, a ball.